other styles like Miles and shit. Like 60s funky worms with waves and perms. Just sending junky rhythms right down your block.
If you're from
We
Bay,
beat to rap what key beat to lock, but we beat to rap what key beat to lock. We beat to rap what key beat to lock, but we beat to rap what key beat to lock. We beat to rap what key beat to lock, but we beat to rap what key beat to lock.
I got my second win, pimp.
We beat to rap what key beat to lock, but we beat to rap.
I got my second win. Sick with a BMA.
you are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready? It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, and this is episode 152. We out here. Welcome everybody yet again to another beautiful episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host, Claudia Renee, aka Audie. I also have Jav 600 in the building, who is my co-host. He's behind the camera. He's my audiovisual. He's everything behind the camera that you guys don't ever see. So I always have to give him his props because he makes sure that I look good and sound good as well. So Jav, it's just me and you today. I'm very grateful for that.
Blessings. We're here, man. It's another week.
It's another week.
Another 400 to go.
I know that's right. So we're going to start the episode how we always start the episode. Guys, today we are recording on Christmas Eve. And for those of you that know, we are Latinos or Hispanics. And we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. So I got ready for Noche Buena. And we're shooting the podcast on the same damn time. I know Jav's ready as well. I'm very excited. But like I said, we're going to start today's episode like how we always start the episode. And that is by saying what we are grateful for. So this week,
Talk to us, Claudia. What you got?
This week I am grateful for. I feel like I've always said both of them, but it's just what I'm extremely grateful for. And the main thing that I'm grateful for this week is for me loving myself and for me continuing to learn how to love myself because that is so important. Exactly. It's so important to love yourself because sometimes we get into some situations or we think certain things and we tend to forget that we're number one anyway. So it doesn't even matter what the other person is doing or how the other person is reacting. And I would have never known that if I wasn't if I didn't love myself, that, hey, this is something that I need to fix because for me, it's not good. So I do want to say that I'm grateful for the relationship that I have with myself and with God that continues to get better and stronger. And for self-love, it's very important to me. And that's why I'm always preaching it here on the podcast. This is also this is the second to last episode that we're going to be having. So, of course, I'm grateful for another year of podcasting and, providing you guys with another episode. It's just insane. Jav, what are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful. I feel like same thing how you said. I feel like I always talk about this, but I'm also grateful for, father time, right? Time seeing yourself grow. And also, like you said, not to beat yourself up and love yourself because no matter all the trials and tribulations, all the L's that turn into lessons, all that stuff, it wouldn't make you who you are today. So I was thinking about, just seeing if my life went a little different in one way or another. I don't know if you guys mainly know, but after high school, I went straight to LA. And I started thinking about, like, damn, what if I just, not LA, I went to work for a record label. And I was thinking, what if they would have signed me and they would have owned me, or maybe not owned me to that extent, but then wouldn't allow me do what I'm doing now today, or I probably would have got it off. I would have got a distaste in my mouth about the music business because depending on how it went down, right? Ain't no telling, but I'm just happy to be who I am today, rather than looking for the what ifs in my lives and et cetera and stuff like that. So just be present with the present.
Amen. I agree with that. Being present in the moment, being mindful, also learning discernment and learning what it is that, God has given us that. So we have to make sure that we're very grateful for that.
And what's for you is for you. So no matter what, or the time that's going to take you, It's for you. So
what Jav said, ladies and gentlemen, what is for you is going to be for you no matter what. You can move to the side, you can move to the back, you can do the cha-cha slide if you want, but it's gonna be yours.
It's gonna be yours.
It's gonna hit you no matter where. It's for you. It's fit for you. So yeah. So like how Jav said, I think that's also another thing that's very important, especially with this year. A lot of people lost a lot of family members, and a lot of families were impacted differently by the pandemic, and of course the COVID and the virus and things like that. And we just lost a lot of people this year, and I just want to say that I'm grateful for that. Nobody in my immediate family we lost, and I'm very grateful for that, because I was actually thinking about who would I want to see this Christmas. We live in Miami, so our family is in California. For those of you that don't know, our family is in California. We're originally from California, and so most of the times holidays are just us, right? It's just us four. And so I always think about like, who would I want to see this year? And then this year, for some reason, I was just like, dang, the person that I want to see is no longer with us. And that just made me kind of sad, because it's just like, dang. But at the same time, it made me very grateful that I still do have other people in my family that are still here, and that if I did wish to see them, I can go just hop on a plane. And I know with COVID, it's a little crazy, but we'll figure it out
one way or another.
Yes. So I did want to go ahead and get that out of the way because I felt like it was important. However, you were going to say something?
Yeah, just that probably some other people deal with that. So like if they don't have their immediate family in town and they're out of town, we're with you this holiday season. Go ahead and play us on Saturday, and we're going to celebrate Christmas together. Fuck it.
I know that's right. Something that I will say is that there are a lot of people who are spending the holiday alone for the first time. So you are not alone, guys. We are here with you. This whole, today the episode drops on Saturday, but we are part of your guys' family. You guys are part of ours. I got gifts for you guys.
Facts.
Virtual gifts.
Virtual gifts. Only virtual gifts.
You get a gift, and you get a gift, and you get a gift, and you get a gift. I can't wait to get like a real
Yeah. Hey, if someone DMs the Ambition Hour Instagram with saying where's their gift, we might send you guys some nice merch, a nice little dub Ambition Hour care package.
For real.
So whoever's going to do it, if you want the gift, just hit us up on the Instagram, DM us. It's at Ambition Hour.
Let them know.
Facts. No. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. I'll send you ass a gift now. So.
I know that's right. We'll send you something. Okay. So I did want to say, because the verses between Keisha Cole and Ashanti was postponed because Ashanti had COVID. So I think we said this when Killer K was out here. So shout out to Killer K for coming through. Amazing episode. Had such a great time. I do want to thank all of the guests that we had this year. I know this year was a little crazy because there was like a time we didn't have no guests at all, and to be able to have gotten the amount of guests in the last part of the year was really dope to get. So thank you to all of the special guests that we've had. Thank
you, and also to the people that were reaching out during that time. We're gonna double back and see if we could reschedule and get you guys back on the schedule for those guests during that time. But like as Claudia said, it was just a little crazy. Ain't no guest, we didn't even want a house guest.
Yeah. So our best friends weren't even coming through. Like, let's be real.
We'll double back, get you guys back on the schedule. So I just wanted to say that because a couple people was hitting me up like, yo man, I was trying to get on in April, now I see you guys doing guests, what's up? So we are doing guests. It was back on and cracking, but let's focus on next year. We're gonna get you guys right.
Yes. And so this instead of,
I have to inform the people.
I know you do. I
have to be responsible with my platform.
I listen. You be the responsible one. I'm gonna get crazy. No. So basically the Keisha Cole Ashanti battle didn't happen because like I said, Ashanti contracted the virus.
Hopefully she's doing great.
So it was rescheduled to January 9th. Pretty cool, pretty dope, exciting.
I'm down to play house nurse too, Ashanti. Just call me.
But we were blessed with the last verses of the year, which was E40 and Too Short. Yes! Oh man. All right, so y'all heard that we are from California, but we are specifically from the Bay Area, San Jose to be exact.
408, stand the fuck up.
I know that's right. 408, please stand up.
It's the Bay.
I see y'all out there.
The Bay still won at the end of the day.
The Bay did, and then the people who are from the Bay, I feel like people who just even respect, like the Bay music. Something that Too Short said was that he's been rapping since the 1980. Like, come on, you know that many people that been rapping that time, and he just has like a whole different flow. How did you feel? We didn't get to watch the whole battle. We got to watch more towards the end of it. Like he had already played, like, you know, he had already played Yay Area. He had already played You and That. He had already played some of the hit, like Sprinkle Me. Like he had already. They both had already played a good amount of records by the time that we caught it. But it was such a great versus. I love the energy. How did you feel about the energy?
I thought the energy was there all night. I did get to see a little bit of like those songs I wanted to see, kind of thing, briefly, like off the YouTube. But the energy was always there. That Bay Area playerasmic aura was there just around the broadcast, so I loved that. The dancing was on point.
They was drinking out the bottles.
The respect was on point. Like it was just everything that I would envision it, and of course it was just a good time because that's how Bay Area parties are, and that's how I also try to look, since we did move to Miami, right? I also try to see like what Bay Area shit do I still contain and still adaptate or that I still do. And I did see a lot of those mannerisms, right? Just making sure everybody's having a good time, right? Yeah. You see 40, you see Short, and I know Mr. Fab was in the building, just talking to the whole room, the DJs coming back, everyone being supporting the family. And then that's what I love the most. And also us popping our shit, because I know the Bay is responsible for a lot of shit. I honestly think, or I chalk it up to independent. There ain't no independent artists or independent movements without the Bay, without Too Short selling it out of his trunk. So let's just. And I'm happy that they got to say that, and on this stage, in this level, I feel like we get educated with hip hop differently sometimes, but it still kind of comes back to that how the Bay play their part, how NY play their part, how Detroit, how Atlanta, and all these regions play their part in this thing that we fucking love, So it was just it was awesome them getting to tell other new people that, and just rehearing the story a little bit more. I know there's a little bit more storytelling that I wish I got to hear a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I didn't see that too much. I just wanted to see like his reaction when he did do Yay Area, because I remember seeing E4. I've been to E42 Short concert, and just seeing how the crowd reacts to that Yay Area. We was in Boise. And also meeting these guys. I didn't meet Too Short. I met him like briefly in passing, but like I spoken to 40 Water. Let me flex my shit. Hold on, where's the air horn there? I know that's right. Give my dog an air horn. He said I done met him before. I met him. We shared a couple conversations, and just one of the coolest, flyest, nicest motherfuckers that I ever met in my life. And also, that's what shows me, like, a little bit back to my point. I'm probably a little long-winded here, but no, do your thing, Hobbs. How the Bay Area really, that Bay Area and being nice, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like in Miami, people just come off and want to be a little bit more dickish. A little bit in the Bay, we're a little bit more easygoing, and stuff like that. So I just like seeing the Bay within me, Yeah, that's something that I did like seeing. I like seeing. I felt like I was being represented, right? Like as a Bay Area, and we've been in a party sipping out through the bottle. That's been us. I've definitely done that before, right? Or we've gone to a party and gone with the bottle and like, yo, this is my bottle. I've definitely done that. I've definitely been the one to be like, this is my bottle. Like no one else is drinking this. So so I definitely. What did you think? Yeah, Claudia, what did you think? Man, honestly, like just being a hip hop lover, of course, first, just being a hip hop lover, and then being a Bay Area lover, because just growing up, like, I mean, hello, I was born in the Bay, I was raised there, moved here when I was 9 years old. So of course, maybe I didn't have the love of the music yet from the Bay Area, but every time that I would hear both of these artists, I always knew that it had to do with home. So when I hear them or when I see them, I think of home. I think of my family. I think of, the good times that I would spend, like summers, like, and hearing their songs on the radio and stuff like that. Like you hear it here, but it's more along the lines of like the more popular records. But over there, it's just like, since they are such big staples in the Bay Area, you hear them a little bit more. People actually know the lyrics to the songs, and it's just a completely different vibe. So I think, yeah.
Hearing the songs and like being, being with my brother and just kind of like hearing them talk and the way that they talk, like, the braggadocious and the, like the bitch, like like everybody's saying that shit like too short. And it's just like, why you gotta say it like short?
Damn.
Like some shit like that. So it just like how even what Hav said, like, pick up certain things and like you maybe like the way that you talk or things like that. And it's just like there's a certain way that I may talk sometimes, and it's just just in me, and it may sound a little bayish, it may not. I mean, I know when I talk to my cousin, like one of my cousins, I just need to talk to one of my cousins, and then that like the whole Bay Area talk is right back. It's like right back at it, and it's like, come on, girl, get it together. But yeah, so I'm very excited. I was very excited for that Verzuz. It was really hype. I think that what Verzuz has become has been awesome, because I do know that they ended up dropping a project. And as you guys may have noticed, a lot of the artists who have been doing Verzuz this past, like all of the Verzuz, they're dropping something. Maybe not in the beginning stages, but definitely once it started to become something that was more like a production. And it was like, the sound check and then having the artists in the same studio, etc. Once it started becoming that, it started becoming something more that it was just like, all right, so I'm going to be doing the Verzuz because I'm going to be dropping a project, and it's going to be when the project drops, the Verzuz is going to be finishing. So it's going to be a perfect way. And this is, I feel, what Tim and Swiss have done good on their side, is that it's making it something like this to where, okay, because think about it, like, if you're Tim and Swiss, when someone is maybe going to drop a project.
Right.
So you kind of know, okay, they're going to be dropping a project or want to be dropping a project. How can we like, because at the end of the day, like these artists, they're not going into it like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it for the culture and and this and that. Like, no, for them, it's what's in it for them.
I think that's with everybody though, right, Claudia? Like, what's in it for me?
Yeah, like when you do anything, it's just like, well, what's in it for me? Like, okay, that's great. I get to battle somebody like on
someone I respect. Okay,
someone
that's
I
cool.
respect. Okay, but like, what's really in it for me? Like, you're getting me to get the views, but what am I getting? And it's just like, oh, okay, well, look, if you're dropping a project, or when you drop your project the same day as this, these are the numbers. This is what happens, and you guys, they show us the numbers of of the spikes that happen, of the listenership, of the viewership, of people listening, and how long they actually watch the entire battle. Like the numbers that they have, like that we have seen because of this Verzuz battle, has been immaculate. Like it's just been so awesome. So I'm very great. That's something that I'm extremely grateful for this year. I felt like God, Santa, the universe, they blessed all of us that love the culture with Verzuz, because there was a time where we were all at home and really had nothing to do.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, but hip hop came and was just like, nah, we got y'all.
Yeah, and I think one of the podcasts that we watched, the JBP, Joe Budden podcast, I don't know why I said it like that. But anyways, Joe said something that was cool, and it was so true. It was kind of like, this is the shit we used to talk, like, this is what we used to talk about during winter break, right? Like, of like, dang, I wish, and even with sports, and we have sports too. So Verzuz, thank you, Swiss, and thank you, Timbo.
I know.
For
there was a time where
us.
we didn't have sports.
We have sports. We have nothing. This is literally all we had. This is like the only friendly competition that we had to look for, and it was with music, which is something that we were all like, I think that we're all like emotionally connected to, especially when you start off with like folks like Teddy Riley and all that. So
yeah, that was pretty awesome how they started off with that group of people.
So and also like putting us on game. That's what I like though too. Like with Verzuz, you learn something, and me and Audie, as far as when we getting up in our older years, we don't want to just see something that's just not going to teach us something. Right? We might as well watch some other dumb shit, you know what I mean? Or
watch something that I've already watched before if I'm not going to learn something.
Right, or watch Insecure again for the third time, you know what I mean?
That too.
So yeah, like let's just watch something that we could learn from it. We want to learn from something, and this is what Verzuz gives us. So thank you, Swiss. If you're doing podcast Verzuz, I got 100,000 audio against anybody.
Against anybody, huh?
Against anybody.
Okay, that's my little brother right there. Hold on, I just messed up my lipstick, but it's okay.
Anybody in the world. You know what? This is the Ambition Hour, where sometimes makeup does need to get messed up.
Listen, there have been times where my contacts. I wish we can one day I wish I could remember like the episodes or have written down the episodes where I did the whole episode with my head hurting, with my makeup bothering the fuck out of me because with my makeup,
the drop mics,
with the drop mics, with one of my eyelashes, literally like I don't always wear fake eyelashes, but there was some episodes that I have worn, like, you know, the eyelashes that you put on,
the little clip-on joints.
Yeah, and then that bitch was like right in the middle, like it was not where it was supposed to be the whole entire episode, man. Or episodes where I am like, I don't think I've done an episode where I'm like way too high that I can't do good. I think they're the ones where I'm like hella tired, like the yawning and the things.
Sometimes it's not even just tired. It's just, you know, kind of like just being through the day. The day has gotten to us in a couple of those days.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, today, I felt like what we did was awesome. We were both off today. It's Christmas Eve, so I was just like, okay, so like, you know, probably like, what time are we recording this? Oh, it's not even 7. We're normally recording like fucking 9 o'clock sometimes. And it's like, it's okay, it's cool, we love it, but at the same time, like, by that time you're just done. You're just like, I am so tired, I am like, whatever, physically, yeah.
But anyways, enough of that tired, sleepy shit.
I was just gonna say, Jav, I did want to celebrate you because you dropped What Else Is New.
What Else Is New is out now. Make sure you guys go stream it, download it, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Over 1,000 streams on Spotify.
Actually, we over 2,000 now. That
over 2,000, bitch.
I checked. Yeah, we got a couple.
When we recorded this episode, it hasn't even been a week since it dropped. It's only been a week since yesterday. Yeah, like watching Saturday. It dropped on Friday last week, and so yeah, you heard him.
And the deluxe just dropped last night, so make sure you guys check out those 2 new tracks, Ready or Not, in a minute at a time.
I know that's right.
We just really gonna expand this. Look out for more marketing. If you don't hear it, I'm gonna make sure you at least know about it. So what else is new? You already know.
I know that's right. So I did want to can we get a round of applause for What Else Is New for having done over 2,000 streams?
2,000 streams. That's only on Spotify.
And that's only on Spotify, motherfuckers.
You know, thank you so much. I also reached another milestone today, which was 10,000 streams year to date on Apple Music.
Yes, sirski.
So, you know, just growing the brand, man. We expanding the brand. You know, make sure you also tell a friend that the Ambition Hour is on every single Saturday at we dropped this bitch at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on YouTube.
On the YouTube, so you could see Claudia and all the makeup. Oh, and also I was gonna say this during that whole little makeup thing that Claudia was saying. Makeup brands, that now is your time to start sending out, you know, those fake eyelashes and all that shit. So, you know, or like it's gonna help her throughout what's gonna stand the test of time for an hour-long video. I don't know what better product placement you could have other than that. So
yeah, I don't know. The hat was kind of cute. How should I put it back on?
It's up to you. You know, we out here gifting these hoes with some game. Claudia, how many men have you taught how to this face?
Wait, what?
How many men have you taught to this face? Like, you're like, I'm
to
the
this
babe, and we do this.
I can't say that's something.
Well, how much do you rep the Bay? Like, if you talk, if a man starts talking to you, when you, because I usually rep, I kind of make it like I think that's a stat in my life. What make me kind of cooler than most motherfuckers is that I'm from the Bay. So I kind of say that's probably like my third thing that I say to a bitch. What about you?
I normally say that
not my third thing, but you guys get me. Go ahead.
I mean, that's definitely something that I always say. I always say, like, I'm from the Bay, you know, San Jose. I can't say that I'm also the one who's gonna be like, well, let me put you on game to Bay Area things. I just feel like if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if there's just,
and the game wasn't supposed to be told, Claudia?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like you're just gonna eventually find out, you know, that I do love E40. You know what I mean? And you're gonna eventually hear it one time. And
now, has there been a relationship or someone you was talking to, some Bay Area shit came on, and they wasn't feeling it, or, you know, and you had to kind of slap them up and recorrect them, or no? Like, oh, 40, I don't fuck with that. Or like, Anything like that? Nothing for the people? All right, we can keep on going.
No, actually, okay. So this actually recently happened to me. So I was having a conversation about how I was from the Bay, and this person was just like, "You're not from the Bay. You're from San Jose. San Jose is not in the Bay." I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" And for the sake of not like arguing, because I just was not trying to do all of that. Like, I know I'm from the Bay. That's the thing. Like how
true to the game.
Like how like
you bitches is new to the game.
Like how that's the thing, man. Like I don't got time for all that shit. Like you want to say that, go ahead and say that. You
loyal to the soil, Claudia?
I'm loyal to the soil to the day I die. Like I'm Bay Area, like I'm a Bay Area bitch to the day that I die. Like that's nothing that I can change. And I mean, like I said, and cause like for me, like yeah, like the Bay, it's just like the same thing with like horoscope.
Right. Okay.
You want like if we were like, oh, I'm a Gemini, it's just like, all right, but that don't mean there's some people who that don't mean shit to nobody. Like I can say that, oh yeah, I'm from the Bay, and then a dude who's from California.
Let's not set trip here, Claudia. You tread lightly now. That there's a whole thing. Okay, Claudia.
So
from California, from San Bernardino.
Yeah, if you're a dude from California and like you're out here, and I tell you that I'm from the Bay, for you it's not as impactful because like it doesn't matter to you. You know what I mean? As opposed to somebody who is maybe from here, from New York or wherever, that it's just kind of more like, oh shit, like you're from the Bay. Like what can you know what I mean? And then there's
what can you say about those lands, right?
Yeah. Like, oh man, y'all got mountains, like and they're beautiful as fuck. You know what I mean? So like definitely like that's just something that like it, like I said, it's like the horoscope thing. Like it could just not mean something to nobody, and then it's just like, what am I really gonna teach somebody?
All right, Claudia, we got 24 hours in the Bay. Where are we going to first? Jack in the Crack or In-N-Out?
Jack in the Crack.
All right, there it is.
Definitely gotta hit a Super Taqueria though.
Yeah, I was gonna.
And definitely have to go.
They don't know about that.
They don't know about that, and definitely when I touch the Bay, I touch into San Francisco because I want to get to like my favorite part. Period. So I'm from San Jose. That's where I was born. But don't get it twisted. I was every single weekend in San Francisco.
The city laced you. Go ahead. Say that, Claudia. Go ahead.
That city is just like so fucking beautiful to me. Like that's one of the places that I would go like move back to is like San Francisco. So I always touch down there. So I always like, I don't really have like a thing that I always just like just love seeing the city. And then of course when I go to San Jose, I always want to go to Super Taqueria or whatever. 24 hours though. In 24 hours, I'm definitely do it 24 hours in the Bay, and like in the Bay, like man, I'm seeing the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm seeing the Bay Bridge, I'm going to San Jose.
Fuck that, drop me off on the east side. You heard?
I'm trying to go to
you heard?
No, for real, just take me to the east side and just leave me there.
Just leave me there.
Just leave me there and I'ma hide.
Just forget about the 24 hours.
Exactly. Like just
bitch, we here.
For those that we're from the east side of San Jose, so
Mountain Ave.
But yeah, definitely like what Jav is saying is true. But like I always think about like when I go to the Bay, like what do I want to do, and it's always just like be in the city or like see my auntie or walk in the city, and I just always think that that's beautiful. I remember the last time that I went, my cousins, they took me up to Twin Peaks, which is like one of the highest points in San Francisco, and I got to see the whole city like that. I had never seen the city like that. My heart was like so happy and so like wow.
Would that be the thing that you miss most about the Bay or the home, I should say?
Is the mountains?
The mountain,
yeah,
or
definitely.
just that.
It's like, just like
the different atmosphere, I guess you could say.
We were talking about this, Jav, because we both know the feeling of when you touch down to California, being born in California and then going back to California. Like as soon as you get off of the airplane, you just feel like you are home.
Right. Simon just clicks in.
Like it's just like a vibe.
I don't know if it's like that little radar that they gave me when I was born in San Jose. Like it just make my body feel, make it the little tingling sensation. But yeah, I just feel, I echo those statements. Yes,
I love it.
You do feel different when you're out there in the Bay. I want to go out. Y'all been crazy with the COVID. I've been seeing some dumb cheap flights.
I know, but they are the numbers over there. I heard San Jose is closed.
No, that's what I heard too. I was like, oh, I'm out, and they're like,
no. No.
Boss.
Shout out to all our family that's in the Bay Area. We love you.
Facts, Jorgito, Jessica, you already know, Easy.
Ezequiel, Lisa, Nico, Olivia, my niece, Edgar, Steven, who got pizza. I'm trying to go to the Bay just to have my cousin's pizza.
Right.
Okay, so that was really dope to talk about, especially since, you know, we're feeling a little homesick.
What was the mean you were saying that everybody was like everybody from the Bay was into it and everybody else was kind of just watching?
Yeah, it was a picture of, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Drumline, but if you remember, there was like the music conductor that was like a little more lit. He was like, you know, and then the other team, the other squad, Dr. Lee
was traditional,
and very like meh, meh, meh. And then so they were saying that the Bay Area was a the side, and then the other, like everybody else that's not from the Bay was just like that traditional boring side, because if you don't know, you don't know, bruh. Like that's just how it's straight like that.
And
like
we got popping on our own, man. We did it on our own, everything, even down to basketball, bruh. Like with the Warriors, we got lit off our own, and that's the most thing I learned from home is that you could get that shit on your own.
You can get it where you fit in. You can do it yourself.
Shout out all the Bay Area artists too.
All that shit.
You know, Guap Dad got that track with Short, that's out, Oaklandish. So if that person who says San Ho ain't the Bay, I want to point you to that song because they kind of clarify that San Ho is the Bay. So
yeah, definitely. I feel like
I'm just a Bay Area. I'm just a San Jose shark out here in these streets, bro.
I know that's right.
Oh shit, I'm repping it. I didn't even know it. Let's go.
I've got the San Jose gear.
Let's go
on. Cool. So
home, baby. We home.
I did want to talk a little bit. We're going to talk more about this next week, I feel, because it's going to be like the end of the year with the albums and stuff. And I did want to point out that this year I discovered an album that actually dropped last year, which was the Tyler the Creator album. What was it called? Earthquake? No, it's not called Earthquake. Igor. And I just want to point out how that album is just so bomb.
Shout out Tyler, Golf
So bomb. I'm so upset that I waited an entire year to really jam out to the album. But I do wanted to mention other albums that really quickly just point out.
But Kylie, that's a great point though. Because like I'm saying like the album that you heard this year but came out last year.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes music does hit us differently at different times too. And music nowadays, fucking every single week there's some new shit dropping.
There's way too much music for me to listen to all of it right now. And I'm at a point in my life where like, yes, I love, you know, the music that is dropping or the artists and all of this stuff. But at the same time, like I'm so into listening to worship music or even older music or music that this year has just made me happy, you know, like I listen to the Tiana Taylor project often, the Chloe and Halle often, the Ty Dolla $ign often, and those are just, you know, and then I listen to playlists as well, my curated playlist that I always just
all right now my creative playlist.
Yeah, I mean it's the playlist that I made for myself, you know what I mean, like
Claudia, a curator, what the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
My bad to cut you. What are you going to say, though? Top albums of the year or some shit?
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, like, you know, the Tiana Taylor album was a really good album this year, as well as the...
as far as female performances and R&B albums, Chloe and Halle got that shit on.
Chloe and Halle's project is amazing. I listened. They did a performance, a Tiny Desk performance, guys, have you seen their Tiny Desk performance?
I have not seen that.
They have an all-woman orchestra / band. So they have trumpet players, piano players, guitar players, violin players, a drummer.
They got the whole orchestra.
They have they have the whole orchestra, and all of them are women. It is so amazing, the transitions of the songs, the way that Chloe sang, the way that Halle sang, and they were sitting down, but it was still something that you can groove to. I need for Tiny Desk to decide to like come out with like something that we can listen to these performance,
like
an unplugged album,
like a Tiny Desk album. Yeah, that's
I really need that. I would. Speaking of which, the unplugged version, the Jay-Z unplugged, celebrated 19 years. Was it 19 or 20?
Oh, where else would you know get the information and the celebration for the anniversary of
the
Jay-Z's Unplugged?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah.
Speaking of women in R&B too, I will be remiss to not mention also Kehlani.
Kehlani had a great year this year.
Great project. And also shout out Big Sean, Janae Aiko. I don't know why I said shout out Big Sean, but Janae Aiko. I think I was probably gonna say like my girl. So I was like, oh, hold on, let me show her some respect.
Sean's girl.
Her album, I haven't listened to. I'm gonna be 100% true. I ain't gonna cap it to y'all. I haven't heard that album in its entirety, but every single track I've heard from it, I've liked it. So I know that has to be a phenomenal body of work. But those three probably have to have for me for the females at R&B. Males, you already know I'm rocking with The Weeknd. I listened to that album like if I co-wrote it with him. And also
Have loves The Weeknd.
Party Next Door, that album, bruh, to me that Party Mobile was hard. And of course I said Ty. I think Ty had the best overall. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ty and The Weeknd, I would put them, that would be A1, A2 for me this year as far as that goes. What about you?
I would say
who was you rocking with on R&B on the male side?
On the male side, I really fucked with Brent Faiyaz.
He had a great year too.
Yeah, I recently just heard the Fuck the World. Well, not recently because I actually have heard it, but this is like probably the first time that like I listened to it.
Yeah, heard it and listened to it is two different things.
Yeah,
music lovers understand.
Yeah, exactly. So the Brent Faiyaz project, definitely. Ty Dolla $ign, of course.
Oh, Bryson. I fucked with Bryson's anniversary album. Y'all trying to hold my boy, but I fucked with it. Bryson, keep on.
Bryson did have a nice project. I cannot say that he did not.
And no, Summer Walker was last year. Okay,
Summer Walker was last year. So was Sir.
And Black's album was last year too. He dropped the EP this year. No, that was actually 2 years ago. Okay.
I actually don't think that I can give another male project because I didn't listen to The Weeknd's project.
Oh well, you also listened to Divisions. That was this year. Amusing Her Feelings.
Oh,
that came out this year.
Yeah, it didn't feel like this year. So I would say, okay, so those three. If next week this changes, we're definitely going to be talking about it.
Yeah. What about Sir? Did he drop out this year?
He didn't drop this year.
That was last year. Okay.
That project dropped last year. And then for the females, I would definitely say Chloe Halle, Tiana Taylor.
Tiana's was big too. Ariana Grande too. I thought the album was good. I thought the album was good for what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't riding around in the bin, in the coupe with that. But for what it was, and I understand it, I think she's talented too and has a great voice.
I agree. And for another female, I think I liked Kehlani's project. That was a good one. I
feel like we're missing someone, but yeah, like I said,
I feel like I may be missing somebody too, and I don't want to.
We'll clean this up next week. Well, Beautiful Data dropped a hell of a
hell of a song. Yeah, I was just looking at that too.
Dropped there as well. So yeah, we'll come up with the list. Probably do like 5. Let's do 5 and 5. Well, I already gave y'all 3, so I'll try to come in here with 2 more.
I mean,
but what about hip hop, Claudia? What comes on top of the head for hip hop, female or male? Fuck it.
Definitely Big Sean comes to mind. Nas comes to mind.
Nas. What was Sean's album's name? It had
Detroit 2.
Detroit 2. Sean,
I think of
Nas was King is Dead. No, not King is Dead. He had some. It was.
I don't remember what the name of it is. But that was a really good project.
Hit Boy on both of those.
Also, Benny the
King's
Butcher.
Disease.
Yeah, King's Disease. Conway. I also think of
West Side Gun.
I don't think the City Girls dropped this year, but they've been doing really good on like dropping like
singles,
guest versus singles and things like that. So definitely yes.
Well, Young Miami has the best verse of the year.
You mean JT?
JT, my bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, JT definitely
has the best verse of the year.
Hellcat is the SRT.
Mm-hmm. and that song too by Moneybagg is fucking ridiculous. That I thought I broke said son.
I only hear her part as soon as I hear the baby, I'm like I'm gone, I'll just replay her.
The whole song is kind of like it's actually pretty hard. Yeah, the baby had a great year too.
You know what? I want to take that back because I want to say that the City Girls did drop this year because.
And I meant Lil Baby, not the baby. Both of them had great years. Do you think they dropped this year, though?
City on Lock dropped this year. And City on Lock is the one who has the pussy talk, has Flued Out, has like a whole bunch of different. I would say that was was a really good project this year and created a lot of buzz, of course, as something that's important. I just don't want to neglect my ladies out there because I felt like.
Also, well, Meg dropped. I don't know if that other album dropped this year too. I felt like it did.
Meg dropped 2 albums this year.
I felt like
she dropped
Fever.
Sugar and she dropped.
Sugar dropped this year.
Fever dropped last year.
Yeah, Sugar and the new ones, Breaking News or Bad News.
No, good news.
Good news. Damn, someone that I didn't. Oh, Uzi.
Eternal Ataki. A take?
A take.
Is it a take?
Ataki.
A taki.
Ataki.
Why do I say a take? A taki.
No, it's a take.
Yeah, it's a take.
Eternal
So
take.
he dropped it this year?
Dropped it this year, yeah.
Oh, dang. That has to go in mine for real because I love that project.
We go come back next week. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't need to clean this up, but I would probably say that's number one for me. If not, probably the Lil Baby's album, My Turn. That was great. Gonna Wanna was great too. Freddie also had a good one though.
Freddie definitely had a great one. Definitely, I feel like Freddie always has good projects. So yeah.
But man, like Jack Harlow too had a good album, great album. And I feel like Guap Dad didn't drop. He dropped EPs this year. But yeah, man, it was a hell of a year of music. We gonna come up with a little list. Probably give y'all the Ambition Hour awards for the year,
like the Dundee Awards.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to bring something up that we really haven't been able to talk about because we either had a guest or we don't have enough time, and I just wanted to like have a little fun with today's episode. And I also don't want to take too much of your guys' time this episode because, you know, today is actually Kwanzaa. So if you are celebrating Kwanzaa today, happy Kwanzaa.
Not sure if that's appropriate, but happy Kwanzaa.
What do you mean?
The air horn.
I was like, wait, saying happy Kwanzaa isn't appropriate. Okay, so happy Kwanzaa, or if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays and happy holidays too. If you're rolling up there,
I know that's right.
Get right. But it's also a good time to spend with the family. So like I said, we will keep it nice, you know.
Nice and cute.
We ain't gonna hold y'all.
Yeah, we ain't gonna hold y'all. So Netflix released the Selena docuseries. It's like a docuseries. Yeah, that's what we can call it. And
coming with the hot takes.
I was not trying to see this shit because the girl that was playing Selena just wasn't doing it for me. I saw the preview and I was just like, fuck this. I'm not watching it. As much as I love Selena, I know her story. Like, there is absolutely nothing that these people are going to tell me or show me that I haven't already seen. I already know.
You pussies.
Etc. Right? Hav was like, you gotta watch it. He watched it and he did not stop watching it. I think he binge watched it, didn't sleep that night, and forced me to watch it the very next day. Now, I say this with all my love. I enjoyed the series, and I know that there's going to be another part of it because we didn't get the entire story.
And we ain't here to bash anyone Latin, Claudia. Come on, Claudia.
Who's bashing?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
anyone,
that. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm here for my people. Okay. I'm just here to say that maybe they could have done a little better with the performance shots. That's my thing. My thing is just like, don't tell me that. What is it? Don't tell me that it's raining when it's pissed. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of understood that. I kind of understood that the performance scenes were maybe not going to be the best, or
homies, it's a TV series.
I
bro.
know it's a TV series.
It's not a movie.
I know it's not a movie, but it's just like when you've seen for 20 plus years the same Selena, the same movie for such a long.
You mean Jennifer
exactly
Lopez.
Like Jennifer Lopez, and then everybody else that's in that movie that plays their parts so well, like. And then to see like a new person do it, and it's just kind of like what are you doing? Something that
So Disney does it, and y'all are fucking happy about it. Oh, I can't wait. We tried to do it one time, bro, and it's fucking. We
tried to do it.
Like I said, I co-wrote the Weeknd's album. Shit, I executive produced this shit with Suzette. Fuck out of here. Shout out to the Quintanillas too. Y'all are legends. You know, AB, Suzette, and that whole family. You know, blessings on y'all. I don't know how y'all even try to cope with that 25 plus years later and even have the strength to do content like this and for us, for the new generation, for Latinx to know more about Selena, the queen. And so I mean,
let them know that's why you fucking with it, because
I'm gonna put my cape on today. Fuck it, if it's gonna be for Selena's,
anything for Selena's.
And I think her name is Christina, who plays Selena. She's on The Walking Dead. I love you. If you and your husband never work out, you always have a place here with me. In addition, phenomenal actor, by the book actress.
She actually, you know what? Everybody has played their parts well. I have to say that everybody has played their parts very,
Online
very
is
well.
dragging this too, because they're also saying how like the budget isn't there, and I saw a couple things, and I ain't blind to shit, you know what I mean? We saw Twas the Night, which is an OG Disney Channel classic, if y'all don't know, with Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, we did see Twas the Night,
but
bomb movie.
Even with seeing like those old movies, and I think we talked about watching Don't Look Under the Bed and Brink and like all those old movies. You see stuff that maybe when you were younger you didn't pay mind to, but you see it now.
Yeah, but then you're like older and you're just kind of like, y'all didn't have enough money.
So there was
this smells broke.
So even with that being in mind, because I saw those things, I guess I tend to look the other way because I was seeing how execution of the story was gone, and that's what I liked about it too, and that's what I really like. I guess forced Claudia to see it really more like on the dynamic of the family, and it's kind of like look at how it was everybody's part into it too, because Adi said this in the beginning of the episode, right? I do everything on the behind the scenes. Y'all don't get to see me, right? Or I don't get to be on the thumbnail and all that stuff. I'm not heard about it. I just cry about it late at night when I'm alone. I'm fucking around with everybody.
I wish I would have known.
But yeah, like it's more than one person, right? You know what I mean? And the same thing with even my raps go. Claudia probably doesn't help me write my raps or in the booth giving me direction as far as how I should deliver it, or maybe I should say this, maybe say that. But she's still very much a part of my music as I'm a part of the podcast. So like I that's what I really loved about it. And if anything, if you guys do watch it and take away other than just a story and of this extreme talent who was taken away from us unfortunately too soon, but also the dynamic of a family and of unity, and it takes a village, right? It's kind of goes back to that whole story of like Hercules wasn't just one. Hercules got all the praise, but Hercules also had his other people that made him better, right? He had people thought it was just one man, but it was actually a whole squad that made Hercules, right?
Yeah, definitely. Something that I agree with Jav is the whole family dynamic and seeing how it affected the siblings of Selena. And I think that that's something that the movie lacked. And not just the movie, but as a general information, that was something that we never knew. Like, we didn't know that her older brother was basically starting a family as they were starting their careers, like starting the good part of their journey. Like, he ends up becoming a father, and seeing that and seeing the transition of that and seeing how hard it is for him, for the family, for his siblings,
all the pressure that was on him,
of having to write the songs that were just
find the players who's going to be able to play it, who's gonna be able to play it. He just had so much pressure on him, and he would always figure it out. And that's something that I love and admire about this series, was that they showed us that part of Selena's life, and that's something that I'm very grateful for, because for me, we do it together with me and my sibling. Like how he just said, like I don't help him write the bars, but I'm helping him with something. And just like how he doesn't help me with what I'm gonna say on the podcast, he is here. He's a part of it. He's the one who edits it. He's the one who does what needs to get done on his end. And or even that springboard, right? Or like, yo, what do you think of this, right, Claude?
Exactly.
Yeah, how many times I played you a song was like, you think this is an album song, or you think this is just like a song? Like just to get a pulse on what you're thinking. A bouncing board of an idea. Yo, I'm thinking about this for the thumbnail. What do you think? Or even when we do the titles, so. Shit, man, if you don't have a brother or sister, man, shit, we'll be your brother and sister. Fuck it. But yeah, man, get you one, or make sure you guys are close, especially during this holiday season. You guys, and those who don't get along with theirs, you probably have a lot more in common than you think, or that you doubt. So just, talk. Maybe you guys could work together for a common goal. Because I feel like that's something that me and Claudia always have done, right?
What is
work together to get what we want. If it was that super taqueria, we would talk about it, and
or food or
pizza or if it was the iPod, right? Or we wanted it, we was gonna figure it out, right?
Always.
We wanted to hear the new Missy Elliott. How the fuck we gonna get it? All right, we gonna get LimeWire, and we gonna download the hoe. Shit like that.
So that's something that's extremely important. So with this holiday season, I'm very grateful that I do have my sibling.
Claudia, the year, my bad. Are you done? I just have a quick question.
Of course. Tell me. Talk to me.
So the year 10 years ago is 2010. You remember that year? We were back in the Bay.
We were.
What was an album that you want to highlight, or that just right now you said 2010? What album came to mind?
Thank Me Later.
It wasn't even. There's not even a right or wrong answer to this one, but she got it right, ladies and gentlemen. Nah, yeah,
it just
definitely.
Reminds me of Thank Me Later.
Definitely Thank Me Later.
Thank Me Later.
Thank Me Later, and I always say Man on the Moon too, but that's just me. But yeah, Thank Me Later. Yeah, definitely does
Thank
it.
Me Later was that's the first one that came to my mind. I thought you were gonna ask something about like in 2020. I mean, 10 years ago. What were you going through? What was hurting you in your soul? Because we can get deep into that.
You want to talk about that? We can talk about that. Yeah, what was hurting you?
Okay, so we'll really quickly. So if we go back 10 years ago to where our life was,
because we're closing the decade, right?
Yeah,
so
we are.
Episodes,
Exactly.
We're closing the decade.
Exactly. So basically, 10 years ago, Jav graduates from high school. He ends up moving to California. I end up going, I think like a couple of months later. I think I end up going, he goes in June, I go in August.
She missed me, y'all.
I did miss him. I remember, it was crazy, right? So 2010 was a crazy year. I was also celebrating, I think had just celebrated a year with the person that I was in a relationship with, and just going through that whole transition. And it's funny because it's funny that I mentioned this because Keisha Cole played a predominant part in my life.
She was the accomplice
around that time, because she was spitting some words. I was just like, do I really want to be with this guy?
Right.
And so yeah, so definitely 2010 was a very interesting year as far as it went for me. I remember I ended up going to California and staying there for actually 3 months, and then coming back around Christmas time. I mean, Thanksgiving time, or before Thanksgiving time. And just that whole transition of I had already broken up with the person that I was with, but then I was trying to get back with him because I still loved him, and then just not having the self-love that I have now, and just thinking about the person that I was 10 years ago. And I know that we always do the what advice would you give your 17-year-old self, but today I want to do the advice that you would give yourself 10 years ago. And the advice that I would have given myself 10 years ago is, baby girl, it's your world. Yes, okay. I'm sorry, because there's a song by Chloe and Halle that's called Baby Girl, and they say it's your world. But basically what I would want to say to Adi 10 years ago is, listen, girl, love yourself. Love yourself, because no one is going to love you more than you do. And you are not going to be able to make the correct decisions because you don't love yourself first, because you're thinking of the other person and thinking what's going to make them happy, but you never took into consideration what would make you happy. So now you're going to have to suffer a little bit for a couple of more years because you didn't know what love was until you completely lost the person that you were in love with. So yeah, that would be the advice that I would give myself 10 years ago. Hav, what about you? And then we'll close the episode.
What would I give advice? I would honestly say, bro, stop it. Stop. You are too much of a pleaser person. You like to please people. You want everyone to fucking like you and love you. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen like that. You know? Mm-hmm. Hold on, I feel like a sneeze. Almost a bless me about to happen. But really to that point, just one more to that point, just, man, fuck it, man. Do you. You know, stop thinking so much about it. Just do you, and people are gonna like it, and some people are gonna hate it, and some people are gonna love it. Mm-hmm. You know, so why the fuck worry about the middle? You know, just go
for why.
For why? Pero por qué? And just go for it, man. You got it. Shit. And maybe I would say, maybe another piece of advice I'll give me. You want love. You right, you want love, you cling on love or being loved, right? That companionship, but maybe get right with yourself, player. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You a player, but you wasn't, you lacked a little bit on that game, right? Like if I didn't I had a weak left hand, let's say, for my basketball heads out there, I had a weak left hand, I would have told myself, work on that left hand a little bit more before you jump in there and try to love a bitch, So that's what I would say to myself. I
agree.
maybe don't buy that $150 jacket because you could have done something else with the
You could have
money.
done something else with the money. I wanted to close the episode with what Jav said, but it's something that just came to my mind, and it was, if you had the choice to continue to believe in Santa Claus or not, would you?
Yeah, you know what? I actually told mom, mi amor, that I want to live milk and cookies out for Santa today. So I would say, yeah. You know what, man? That's interesting because and watching Twas the Night, it brought me back. And I don't mean to get spiritual and religion, a little bit of religious in here, but right, I rather live like there is one than to find out that there is.
Yeah.
Or to think that there isn't and then find out that there is. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
I would say yeah. I would say yeah, and also like even with my kids, I think I would run it up the game or play the game as long as they want to play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because sometimes we knew, but we still kind of. I mean, that first year probably we did. I think that first year when Pops told us, we went to the mall, we got our gifts, and we played with our gifts right when we got home.
Yeah, it wasn't even like nothing to open or except like the gifts that our mom would get us, which was always like stuff that we needed, like drawers.
And it's like I rather have, even if I did pick it, like how we did a little bit this year, even though I did pick it, I'd rather see it under the tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even still, that little time, that little effort for that.
Yeah, the wrapping
is everything. You know.
I agree. For me, I would say that as an adult who knows he's not real, when I saw him at Disney, that was Santa. Like, like when I saw him at Disney, like I was just like, that's fucking Santa Claus right there. Like, you're not going to tell me that that's not Santa Claus on that thing right there. And you can't even get on there to prove to me that it's not Santa. So what are we really doing right now? You know what I mean? Like, we can be just looking at each other all day if you want.
Dang, we had a good question, but we're going to save it for next week.
What was it? The mask one?
Yeah. Yeah, let's just save it.
Let's save it for next week because I think it'll be a great way to end the year.
I think so too, yeah.
With that type of question. But yeah, I definitely believe that that's something that I'm going to teach my kids. It's kind of iffy because sometimes you get like a really good gift, and I'm the type of person that like, I want you to know that I got you this gift.
Right, yeah.
So
it was
like
me. Right, yeah. I don't know how much I want Santa to get the credit.
I think what I'm going to decide to do, because I want my kid to know that mommy does buy presents for you for Christmas. So I think that like the really, really good gifts, I'm going to say that they're from me, and then like the little, not the bad presents, right. But like okay, so like let's be real, because sometimes I may buy my kid like one of those electric cars for Christmas. Like I might buy, and that's not going to be from Santa. That's going to be from me.
All right, it's gonna
you
say
know what I mean?
Mommy to baby.
Yeah, the main gift that they wanted, like that they asked Santa for, it is actually going to be for mommy, and they're going to know that it's for mommy. Oh no, Santa couldn't get that for you this year, but mommy did.
Right, yeah. But Santa got you this.
Santa got you this, which is probably like the second thing that they wanted or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, the more expensive one is from mommy because mama bought it.
Right, let's say
mama bought both of them. But
mama got the PlayStation 5, right? Santa brought in
the Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah, that's perfect. Right,
I mean,
there.
I'm not going to be buying a child under 5 years old, Dad, but
yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a great example.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. So I love it. I'm gonna play it like that though too. Claudia, favorite before we also wrap up. Other than Mariah's song, favorite Christmas song. I'll go Wham. This Christmas, love that song. I probably even love it more than Mariah's song.
This Christmas.
No, not that one.
Which one?
I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away.
I would say
this Christmas.
A song that I always listen to during Christmas time is the NSYNC song called Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Shout out
it's a
NSYNC.
wonderful feeling from the room to the room. What? That's the song that I definitely love listening to during Christmas time, and the actual This Christmas song, like that one's a really good one. And joy to the world. My church ended up singing that song today before Mass started, so that was great. Joy to the world.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, guys. All right, so it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. We appreciate you so very much. Remember that we are still in a pandemic, so make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, drink your water, mind your business. And for the 152nd time in a row, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves with my co-host House 600 in the back. And we are out of here.
I'm
Merry Christmas! I can't say the word.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.